The waiver will be submitted in due course, and based on the above information and pursuant to Rule 81.5 of the ECCC internal rules, the Chamber grants Nuon Chea his request to follow today's proceedings remotely from the holding cell downstairs via an audio-visual means. As Nuon Chea has waived his right to be present in the courtroom, the defense team is requested to deliver the waiver as soon as possible with the thumbprint or signature of the accused Nuon Chea. And the Chamber instructs the AV unit personnel to link the proceedings to the room downstairs so that Nuon Chea can follow the proceedings. That applies for the whole day. Court officer, could you usher the witness into the courtroom? Then, good morning, Madam Witness. What is your name? Witness, my name is Wong Sarun. President, thank you, Madam Wong Sarun. Do you recall when you were born? Answer, yes. I was born on the 28th of November 1954. President, thank you. And where were you born? Answer, I was born at Kye Khang Tabong, village Dong Tung Commune, Dong Tung District, Kampot Province. President, thank you. And where is your current address? Answer, I lived in the same village that I just told Your Honor. Question, thank you. And what is your current occupation? President, after 1979, I was a primary teacher. However, currently I am retired. Thank you. Question, and what are the names of your father and mother? Answer, my father is Hu So, and my mother is Lon Hain. Question, and what is your husband's name, and how many children do you have together? Answer, his name is Bryson Ellis Said, and we have 4 children. President, thank you, Madam Wong Sarun. The greffier made an oral report that to your best knowledge, none of your father, mother, ascendants, children or descendants, brothers, sisters, in-laws, or husband is admitted as a civil party in case 002. Is this information correct? Answer, Mr. President, please repeat your question. President, the graphic made an oral report that, to your best knowledge, none of your father, mother, ascendants, children or descendants, brothers, sisters, in-laws, or husband is admitted as a civil party in case 002. Is this information correct? Answer, I don't understand your question, Your Honor. President, Madam, do you know if any of your relative files an application to become a civil party in this case? Answer, no. President, thank you. And the graphic also reported that you already took an oath before your appearance in this court. Is that correct? Answer, yes, I took an oath. President, thank you. And the Chamber would like to inform you of your rights and obligations as a witness regarding your rights. And Madam Wong Sarun, as a witness in the proceedings before the Chamber, you may refuse to respond to any question or to make any comment which may incriminate you. That is your right against self-incrimination. This means that you may refuse to provide your response or make any comment that could lead you to being prosecuted. Regarding your obligations, as a witness in the proceedings before the Chamber, you must respond to any questions by the bench or relevant parties, except where your response or comments to those questions might incriminate you, as the Chamber has just informed you of your right as a witness. You must tell the truth that you have known, heard, seen, remembered, experienced, or observed directly about an event or occurrence which are related to the questions that the bench or the parties posed to you. Do you understand about your rights and obligations as a witness before this Chamber, Madam Witness? Answer, yes, I do. President, thank you. And Madam Wong Sarun, have you been interviewed by investigators of the Office of the Co-Investigating Judges of the ECCC? Answer, no, I haven't. President, thank you. Pursuant to Rule 91B of the ECCC internal rules, the Chamber shall give the floor to Nuon Chia's defense to put questions to this witness. However, as requested by the Nuon Chia's defense to put the questions last to this witness, although they were the requester for this witness, the Chamber grants the defense team the request, and the floor will be given first to the co-prosecutors before other parties to this case. The co-prosecutors, do you have the floor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, Your Honors, Counsel. Madam Witness, my name is Dale Lysack. I'll be asking you some questions this morning. And I'd like to start, if you could tell us simply where you were living at the start of the Khmer Rouge regime on the 17th of April, 1975.
On the 17th April 1975, I was detained in a prison, just to be brief.
Are you sure that you were in prison at the 17th of April? And can you tell us a little bit about when you were detained and what prison you were at?
I was detained at the Krantachan prison in Samrong Commune, Tramkot District, Takeo Province.
All right, let's come back to the dates a little later. Why don't you tell us where you lived and what you did for work prior to the time you were arrested and sent to Krantachan?
Before I was detained and imprisoned at Krantachan prison, I was transferred from Tramkot to Chan Tip village, Tropeng Thom commune, Tramkot district, Takeo province.
Before you were arrested and sent to Krantachan, did you work as a medic at a hospital that was known as Hospital 22?
Yes, I was a hospital staff at Hospital 22. And after the liberation in 1975, I was sent to Tramkot district, as I just mentioned earlier.
How long did you work at Hospital 22?
I cannot recall it clearly. I cannot say how long I worked there. It could be 3 or 4 months before the liberation in 1979, says the witness.
And where was Hospital 22 located?
Before the liberation on the 17th April 1975, rather, I cannot recall the location of that hospital. I simply recall that I was sent or transferred to work at the provincial hospital in Takeo province.
Do you remember, was Hospital 22 in Tramkot district, or was it in some other part of Takeo province?
If I am not mistaken, that hospital was close to another hospital in Tropeng commune, Tramkot district, Takeo province.
And can you tell us what type of hospital was Hospital 22? Do you know, was it a zone hospital, a sector hospital, a military hospital? Can you tell us a little bit about Hospital 22?
Answer: Hospital 22 was the Southwest Zone hospital, but it provides treatment for military.
Who was the head of Hospital 22 during the time you worked there?
The chief of hospital was Kong. I did not know his surname.
And can you tell us how it was that you came to be assigned to work at Hospital 22?
Answer: I could recall it. I got married and my husband was a medic, so I was allowed to live with my husband.
Let me ask you a few questions about your husband. When was it that you got married? What year?
Answer: I got married in 1973.
Where were you living when you got married to your husband?
Answer: after my marriage, first I live in Prey Khmau commune, Chuk district, Cambodia province.
And where was your husband from? Was he from the same village and commune as you?
Answer: my husband was born in Tan Han, Kampong Trai district, Kampot province.
Was your husband Khmer Krom or Kampuchea Krom?
Answer: my husband was purely Khmer, but he was living in Tan Han. It was near the border of Cambodian and Vietnamese area.
Do you know whether, before the time you got married, that whether your husband had lived in Vietnam at any time?
Answer: before I got married to my husband, actually my husband was purely Khmer, but it was said that he was from Hanoi.
Can you explain that? Why did people say he was from Hanoi?
Answer. For this matter, I'm not sure, but he told me that during the Israel time, he worked as a medic, and after that, he was collected and sent to Vietnam to work as a medic.
When you and your husband were married, was it a traditional Khmer wedding, or was it a wedding arranged by the party, by Angkar?
Answer. For my marriage, Angkar arranged it for me.
And can you tell us what your husband's position position was during the Khmer Rouge regime, that is from April 1975 through January 1979?
Answer. He was a surgeon giving a treatment to people.
Where did he work as a surgeon?
Answer. As a virgin, he was working in Mo 22.
So you and your husband worked at the same hospital, Hospital 22. Is that correct?
Answer. Yes, that is correct.
Is your husband still alive today?
Answer. He is already deceased. He was imprisoned at Krang Tajan security, where I was also detained, and he already deceased.
And can you tell us, did he die at Krang Tachan, or did he survive the Khmer Rouge period like you and die later?
Answer. After he was arrested for 1 week, he was executed at Krang Tajan.
I'll come back to ask you some more questions about that later. Your husband's name, did I understand correctly that his revolutionary alias was Set?
Answer. Yes, his name was Said. It was his alias name.
And could you repeat for me what his family and given name was?
My husband's full name was Prachon, and his alias name was Said.
Thank you. I want to turn now to some questions about your arrest and the events that occurred leading up to and after your arrest. Could you tell us what happened, where you were when you were arrested by the Khmer Rouge?
Witness, could you clarify for me what event are you referring to?
You've indicated that you were detained at Krang Tachan prison. What I want to know, what I want you to tell us about first is how you got to Krang Tachan. Were you arrested? And if so, can you tell us who it was that arrested you and sent you to Krang Tachan prison?
Yeah.
After my husband was taken away, I was put in cooperative of Jan Tiep in the widow units. I was asked to build dam, dig canal, and after my return at noontime, I saw 2 militiamen. I was told that I had to go back to my home. At that time, I asked permission to collect my belongings, and I was told that I did not need to go to collect my belongings. They would collect the belongings for me. At that time, I had a baby, 1 year baby, when I was working in the mobile unit. So we had nothing but one set of clothes. They made us work and gave us only a ladle of gruel. I was working every day. I missed my husband, and I did not know how hard he was asked to work. At that time, I was told that I had to go back to my home. I was thinking that I would be imprisoned under this pretext. And I told them that please tell me the truth. I had my husband, and my husband was taken away and disappears, and I had a baby, 1 year old baby with me, and I had a set of clothes, and I sought and implored them to tell me the truth where I was taken to. And when I was living with them, I arrived at Piang Thom Bridge, and I was asked to wait there. And I met a lady named Han. She had a baby as well. She was working as a medical staff in the hospital as I was working at that time. And she told me that we all together would be imprisoned. I did not know where to go at that time. I was confused. We will walk further to a place near a lake, and the militiaman asked me to stop, and I was searched if I had something with me. I had nothing at that time. As I said, I had a set of clothes, and my baby also had a set of clothes. And I was considered as a class below ordinary people. I was taken to a place near a lake, and there was a place with the barbed wire surrounding that place. This place was near a lake. It was about 100 meters away from that lake. There was a door at that place, and the door was closed. I was led into that place, and after that the door was closed. I thought that I would be dead. After I entered that place, I saw a hall with wooden planks. When I was there with my baby, I saw the chief there. I was locked into a cell with my baby. I was asked to sit down, and the circle or the ring was taken to lock me or to shackle me. My ankle was shackled and my hands were cuffed, and they said that this lady was sad wife. I kept silent at that time. Because my husband was already dead, and I thought I would be dead as my husband, and my baby would also be dead. I was given a gruel with soup, a ladle of gruel and a ladle of soup. The soup had no sauce. I did not eat the gruel and the soup. I gave it to my baby. My baby was crying all day for 3 days. They came in and beat my baby. Because of my good deeds, Ye Nho, together with the whole of her whole family, were imprisoned in that place. She was very kind. She gave me the sauce. Ye Nho saw me at that time, and she could see that I did not have any meal for 3 days. Ye Nho told me to be strong, and I was told by Ye Nho that we all together were mistreated. And after her explanation, I started to eat a little bit. After 7 days, I was walked out of the room to be interrogated. I was falling down repeatedly because of no food. I was beaten. I had no strength to walk. And I had numb in my ankle because I was shackled. When I arrived at the interrogation place, I was asked to sit on a metal chair. Mr. President, I would like to have a short break. I had no strength to speak of to tell the court about the events. President, please wait for a while. Mr. International Deputy Co-Prosecutor, you can be seated.
បាទឥឡូវនេះក៏បីសម្រាប់
President, it is better to take a short break now, and the chamber will take a short break from now until 10:30. Rather, at the court will be resumed at 10:10. Court officers, please find a proper place for this witness and have her returned at 10:10.